God created the human body nobly, with physical systems designed to function with extraordinary power. However, to stay active, our bodies need fuel, which is the food God has given us. Appetite, also known as hunger, is a way to ensure that we nourish our bodies, satisfy our energy needs, while maintaining the balance of nature, allowing life to constantly move forward. In the modern world, where conditions allow for 3 meals a day and breakfast is considered the foundation of strength for the day, one has to wonder why anyone would choose to starve. Skipping meals, often called dieting, can be for weight loss purposes or for health reasons. But some people choose to fast for spiritual reasons and act with roots in religious traditions, like fasting in the Bible, performed for a certain period of time to achieve spiritual goals. God. Taking an example from the Old Testament, once a year, believers were required to fast on the Day of Atonement, Yom Kippur, as prescribed in Leviticus 16:29. This is a solemn day in which people do not work, focusing on reflection and prayer, reminded of salvation and forgiveness of sins. On this day, the high priest will enter the holiest place to sacrifice, asking God to forgive the sins of the people, as described in Leviticus 16:4. Fasting, therefore, became part of self-identification with the high priest, who sacrificed a lamb to ask God's forgiveness. Jesus also taught his disciples about the proper way to fast. In Matthew 6:16-18, he advises that when fasting, one should not appear miserable so that others will notice, but should keep it secret, so that only God, who sees all secrets, is the one who rewards that action. This emphasizes that fasting is not just about giving up food, but a spiritual discipline, devoted to focusing on prayer and seeking God's intervention, not to attract attention or praise from others. Thus, through these teachings, we see that fasting, whether as a religious ritual or a personal health choice, has profound meaning and can have spiritual purposes, not just simple ones, purely material deprivation. On a variety of issues, we have to face the fact that people are often programmed to eat 3 meals a day. This leads to thoughts about whether other people feel hungry when they skip meals and whether that hunger makes them feel miserable. Additionally, there are other concerns regarding whether they can maintain a fasting lifestyle. They do not want to embark on a journey that they cannot complete. There are also concerns about how to cope when watching a TV commercial that suggests a bar of chocolate can help you get through a tiring afternoon. At the same time, people also worry about how their friends will perceive them if they fast, and whether their friends will think they are strange if they find out. The simple answer is that you're not fasting just to impress your friends, and you don't need to make it public. As Jesus taught in Matthew 6:16-18, when we fast, we should keep it a secret and not pretend to be miserable to attract attention. Put oil on your head and wash your faces so that no one will notice that you are fasting, except your Father, who is invisible, who will see what you do in secret and reward you openly. Fasting is not just giving up food for health reasons or as part of a diet, but is also a spiritual discipline that can help anyone develop physically and mentally, becoming a warrior. Pray for God. Christians are encouraged to consider fasting as part of their spiritual journey, a way to practice discipline and build strength through spiritual exercises. According to Genesis 1:5, evening and morning were the first days. This is applicable when you begin your fast at dusk or just before sunset, meaning you will skip your usual dinner. Then you also won't eat breakfast and lunch the next day until sunset. Most Jews followed this method while fasting, eating a regular meal before beginning the fast and spending time in private prayer. Fasting and prayer are the foundation for all spiritual change. If you have never pursued this path, you may want to start your fasting journey with someone else. Fasting together not only brings strength in numbers, but also helps strengthen mutual commitment. As Jesus said in Matthew 18:19, "Whatever two people on this earth agree on, it will be done by the Father in heaven." This is not just about prayer, but also about the commitment we make in agreement with others. When you plan a vacation with others, the experience becomes more memorable. Likewise, when you fast and pray with others, your prayers become sharper. You have someone to discuss your doubts and fears with, and the strength of another person can help you overcome challenges. If fasting scares you, having a partner can give you the motivation you need to continue. In the end, when you overcome challenges with others, the joy of victory is even sweeter. The celebration and connection created during this process is immeasurable. The benefit of fasting with a friend is that it establishes a strong accountability system, helping you to be more persistent in your fasting and prayer journey. You may have a general idea of why you should fast now, but it's time to write those reasons down clearly. Writing it down will help clarify your goals. When you see your plan on paper, everything will become more specific, no longer vague or random. This approach will help you have a clear plan for success instead of just fasting haphazardly or carelessly without a clear goal. Some people have started fasting, but then gave up as soon as they encountered initial difficulties. A steadfast commitment to fasting, regardless of circumstances, will help you become more spiritually resilient and ready to move forward into the next stages. This commitment is not only a challenge, but also an opportunity for you to seek guidance from God and receive help through different forms of fasting. In extreme cases like Paul after meeting Jesus on the road to Damascus and experiencing temporary blindness, he went on an absolute fast, going without food or drink for 3 days, Acts 9:9. However, for your first fast, it is not recommended to do an absolute fast right away. This is a form of fasting for those who have deeper experiences or are facing serious challenges. During a typical fast, you will avoid eating solid foods and drink only liquids. This form of fasting is the most common in the Bible and usually does not include drinking flavored beverages such as soda or fruit juice. This is also what Daniel did when he did not eat meat or drink wine and consumed only vegetables and water for 10 days, Daniel 1:12. More importantly, fasting is an opportunity to strengthen your relationship with God, not just about giving up food. This dedication and discipline is part of your spiritual life, helping you progress in your faith and become more resilient in prayer and devotion. Fasting for prayer is rarely used in the Christian community, as it is often associated with medical purposes. Specifically, this method is mainly applied to determine a person's reaction or allergy to certain foods. During this process, the patient will avoid food completely for 1 day. Then, for the next 6 days, consume only one new food group each day. This process helps determine which foods may cause problems for the person's health through careful selection and elimination. When preparing for a fast, you need to carefully consider your specific situation before deciding on the most suitable approach. If this is your first time fasting, I recommend starting small, like doing a Yom Kippur fast for 1 day. If you want to resolve a serious or ongoing problem, you will probably need to fast 1 day a week for 3 weeks. You will be learning new skills and attitudes, not only for your body, but also for your soul. During your first few fasts, you should only consume liquids throughout the day, so your body can adapt without reacting negatively. It's important to understand why you are choosing to fast and choose the type of fast that suits your personal needs. Don't doubt yourself or feel guilty for your choices. Choose the method you feel most comfortable with. When planning your fast, also consider the length and type of fast that fits your schedule, avoiding days with important events such as Thanksgiving, weddings, or Christmas. Remember, whatever type of fasting you choose, it is a leap of faith. God will see your heart and bless you according to your prayers. Fasting is not just to attract the attention of others, but to connect more deeply with God, who sees everything in secret and rewards us openly. Through this wisdom, we can better understand the spiritual purpose and benefits of fasting, learning to depend more on Him and less on ourselves. If you find this content useful, I respectfully request your support by subscribing to the channel. This will help you not miss any upcoming videos where we continue to bring enlightening knowledge and expanding understanding to our community. Thank you for following, and I hope God blesses you on every journey.